Webflow is a great platform to build beautiful websites that show up in search engines or AI tools like ChatGPT. Problem though is that when you're optimizing them, doing SEO or AI SEO, you have to do page titles, meta descriptions, give all your images some alt text, schema, that's a big one. There's lots of steps that you have to do, and it's been a manual thing. Until now, because Webflow, they have just released their own AI tool that's going to help with SEO optimization and make it really quick. So what I want to do is give it a test. And so what we'll do is we'll go through a website. Let's see some of the errors that are presented that are related to SEO or optimizing a website. And let's see how we can fix it using their AI tools. All right, so here, let's go. And by the way, I'm Mike. I specialize in Webflow, and I like to help solve SEO problems to help websites be more visible online. All right, so here we have a website. So it's been all built. And what I will do is I will just click down here, and we see there's no errors when it comes to anything in terms of headings or images. There's no alt text images errors that might show up, but there's this option to add schema. So let's go ahead and click that, and I see that it takes us here to schema markup, and we have this chance to generate schema markup. So let's go ahead and push that. Don't know what's going to happen. It's just finished, and I didn't feed it any information. I just pushed this button here, and I can see all the schema that is created. Basically, schema markup helps give information to, let's say, search engines, and it seems that AI tools are using this information to just better understand what every web page is about. And so in this case, I think what it does is it just scans what it sees, what it can understand on this particular page, and yeah, I can see this information here. It's the type of business. It's a medical business. It's showing the name. It's giving a description, the proper URLs, and the address, where the location. So this is a local business. And as I go, the specialty, chiropractic. So as I go further, I can just see it's just really doing a lot of stuff that, as someone who's thinking, okay, let's just do some SEO, I feel that it goes into greater detail because it's thinking of all the different types of schema markup that's possible. So even showing like the offers, something that it can provide people. So you have here different types of procedures, lactation support. I mean, this is great. Who the employees are. This is a lot of information. And so for someone to do this, they have to really study. They have to really understand schema, all the possibilities that are out there. Here, just in one click, it's just giving a lot of information. So I find this is super powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. For sure, we can use that. Now, another example, I'll go to another page. All right, so on this page, we have an image, and I want to go through a few other things. Here, let's just go ahead and click here on, here we could say, oh, here's the other ones, high priority recommendations. So here, I just want to start with the image because that will show up, that's related to this right here. So right now, it doesn't have anything. So what we need to do is generate the alt text. So let's go ahead and do that, see what happens. So it says, man in a striped shirt speaking in a room with colorful paintings on a wall, and a list of brain development video titles on the left. So that's a good description, but it's a generalized description in the sense that it's just talking about a man. In this case, we know who this is. This is the actual chiropractor. So I would want to replace that. And also, so what I'll do is I'll just say Dr. Brian Harris, and then I can go ahead, and then everything else makes sense. So let me go ahead and save that. So just click there. Oh, I won't click that. I will just, what do I do? Just that, there. Now it's accepted, and now that must be, okay, so now it's there. So now I can see that I've taken care of that. The one thing, so what does that tell me about this AI tool is that the AI tool is reading whatever it can find on the image, and that's very good. What it can't do is it can't personalize them. So it doesn't know who this person is. It's not relating that this is the actual doctor or the chiropractor in this case. So, okay, so there's some limitations, but what I think is good is that it gives it's a very clear and understandable alt text, which is great because that's what they need to be. It's not about just writing keywords. It's really about describing the image, because what we want to do with alt text is we want to make sure that they describe what the image is for anyone that has a reading disability with seeing, and maybe they have difficulties, so that if they're using a reader to tell them what the image is about, then it's very clear. It's more understood. All right, so that's good. Now we need to add a meta title, and I would think that would just be like a page title. So let's see here. Yeah, here we go, title tag. So Every page needs a good page title and a meta description. Let's see what it comes up with. So generally what I would look for is I want something that's related around the keywords. In this case, let's think something around the heading here. So let's see what it does. And let's see if it also includes the company name. That can be interesting for local businesses or the location. Okay, so this is good. So free brain development video series, true centered. So I think that's, yeah, so that's pretty clear. It's to the point. And yeah, I like how they added the word free there. So if this shows up in search engines or somewhere, having a word like that is definitely a trigger for people to get them interested to click. So that's good. And then let's go ahead with the generate meta description. So that was fast. And so it just said get 5 free videos. So yeah, I mean, this is very good. Let's see, learn your behaviors, learn how to understand challenges. Okay, yeah. So it looked like it took some of the information from here, and the first paragraph, it made the sentences, they actually make sense, and I can tell that the limit is pretty good, so it's within this space. You don't want them too long. You lose a lot of the wording because they'll just use the clips to hide a lot of stuff. So this is good. So all right, so we're good here. So I just save that, and I will go back to the page, or I'm sorry, over here. Let's see, skip heading level. So here it's telling me, see if I can go to that. So this to be something else. So I can go ahead and just make it like this. Yeah, issue resolved. Okay, so here you could see that in order to do proper, let's say, structure of your headings, sometimes you need to make sure that you're following, well, all the time it should be 1H1 and then followed by H2s and H3s. In this case, there was something missing, so I had to change it. That does change the style. In this case, I'm okay with it because I don't think it impacts it too much, but sometimes you'll need to make sure that you have a proper class in place so that it doesn't mess up the styling. But that's good. And let's go back and just finish this. Oh, I had the chance for another schema markup. Let's just see what it does. All right, so it just completed, and this is great. It's unique to this page. I could see here, brain development video series. As you scroll down, the type of schema, it's calling it a video and giving some details about that, what the description is. So this is great stuff. I mean, one of the tasks that I do when I go through websites is adding schema, and I'm trying to, let's say, make sure that we include the right details, make sure that it's detailed enough so that, it's kind of picked up, and it's, all the stuff the good stuff is there. So it looks like in this case, a lot of stuff is just kind of automated. So this is a huge time saver. All right, so I'm just reviewing the article. I think what I saw is that you can do page titles, you can do meta descriptions, scheme, and alt text. Those are all possible. One of the things I was just curious is, can I go into the CMS and do some of these AI options? And so I'm just going into a blog here, and I don't see right now there's any options. And here, for example, I have an image for every blog post. If I want to change the alt text, it looks like it's still a manual process. So it seems like right now they're covering the static pages, but not the collections. But this is just version 1, so hopefully it'll come out pretty soon. And so with that, that's what I wanted to show in this video. Just get a taste of what this AI tool can do to help you just with the SEO optimizing of a website, because a lot of the things are manual. And I know that a lot of you might be building a website and you're just focused on the design. You want to make sure that everything's good. And sometimes these things get left until the very end. And here, this is great. The AI is helping you to just figure out what is good. So if anything, you get a quick start by just making sure that all your images will have some kind of description, alt text description. You have the opportunities to add schema. I have a feeling that some of the schema will be limited, but let's see. It would be really fascinating if they could do, if the FAQs, that's a big one nowadays, especially with things, how people are asking questions on ChatGPT and such. That's a really good one to have schema on. And yeah, just with everything else, just making the page titles and meta descriptions based off of what it understands of the page. I think it helps provide a great first draft that then you can go ahead and tweak and customize a little bit to your needs or your liking. I hope this video was helpful. If anything, you get to see the tool in action and just see how easy it is to use. I'm really excited about this because this is stuff that, for myself, I definitely spend a fair amount of time on, and I find that if it's going to just be spitting out a first draft, that's what I consider it, I can then go and just tweak it to just make sure that it's aligned with what I would like to do. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have questions around this space, please let me know in the comments so that I can keep on creating videos. This is a really interesting space for me, and I just want to keep on continuing to make helpful content. So with that, thanks a lot. I wish you a wonderful day.